Good evening, Storm fans. Welcome to another night of soccer. It is a blustery fall day here at Chanhassen Stadium. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff. And tonight's matchup features a crosstown rivalry. Your Chanhassen Storm out of the Metro West Conference are taking on the Eden Prairie Eagles out of the Lake Conference. It is sectional playoff time. Your Section 2A playoffs play out like this. There are 8 teams in the section. Edina finished with the 1 seed. Minnetonka's second. Your Chan Storm are third. Chaska rounds out the top 4. The top 4 teams are all hosting a sectional playoff game tonight. Edina takes on Bloomington Jefferson, Jefferson being the 8th seed. Minnetonka hosts Prairie Lake. Your Storm taking on Eden Prairie, and Chaska hosts Shakopee. As it has been all year long, folks, tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Storm Athletics, and your producers are Ryan Sammons and Owen Slindy. Owen's a junior at Chanhassen High School. Ryan is a sophomore. They have been bringing you live streaming Storm Sports Athletics since the winter of last year. And given the reduction in fan attendance at Minnesota State High School League action, not just soccer, but across the board, football and volleyball this fall, Ryan and Owen deserve a huge thanks for bringing Storm fans all that sports action right in the comfort of your own home. All right, we are 3 minutes away from kickoff tonight. And let's give you a little bit of background of Eden Prairie, Chanhassen. These two teams have not met since 2018. In 2018, the Storm played a pre-conference game against Eden Prairie. That game was here at Chan Stadium. They lost the game 1-0 to a tough Eden Prairie team. They would go on to face Eden Prairie in the semifinals of the sectional that year in 2018. That game was hosted by Eden Prairie, and again the Storm came up short 2-0. As it is this year, though, in 2020, the Storm has been getting over the hump on some of those games that they've lost in years past, beating Benilde this year, beating Chaska this year. Let's hope the trend continues tonight against Eden Prairie. Eden Prairie and first-year head coach Kelly Taylor fielding a little bit younger team than they have had in the past. The Storm has a strong senior base, and 5 of the Storm players, Leah Naples, Taryn Gellner, Colleen Westerhouse, Edie Hammond, and Haley Von Renzel, were all playing in those games in 2018 when Eden Prairie got the better of the Storm on those nights. So I think our Storm are going to be looking for a little bit of redemption in this 2 AA sectional playoff game, and I can't wait for it to start. I'm looking over at my producer. Owen Slindy was just down on the field checking out conditions. He has confirmed that it is a cold evening down on the field. And as I may have mentioned, it is a windy, blustery night. You'd like to think that both teams will be impacted the exact same way, and of course they will. And you hope that it doesn't really impact the game. We'll see how that plays out as the night goes on. I don't think the weather's supposed to let up at any point, and in fact it may even get windier and blusterier. It's not raining right now, that's positive. And the girls are getting ready for introductions. Again, thanks so much for your support of Storm Athletics. Storm Athletic Director Cullen Bond is in the house tonight, and I know he has played a huge role in helping Owen and Ryan bring these live stream events to you for the course of the season. So as we tick down, there's 10 seconds to go here. We're going to step away for just a minute. We're going to let John Warren, the PA announcer here at Chan Stadium, give you tonight's starting lineups.
the east, the Eden Prairie Eagles in Section AA Girls Varsity Soccer action. As a friendly reminder this evening, tonight's soccer match is being played under the rules and policies of the Minnesota State High School League. Therefore, we ask that all players, parents, fans, and officials demonstrate their best sportsmanship at all times. To keep everyone safe this evening, Eastern Carver County Schools would like to remind you to please social distance as much as you can, mask up when moving about the stadium, and promptly exit the stadium at the conclusion of tonight's match and continue to support our student athletes in a positive manner. Together, let's build a tradition of excellence. And now for the starting lineup for the Eden Prairie Eagles. In the net for the Eagles tonight, number 0, goalkeeper Lily Madison. And midfield, number 2, Mim Marsan. At defense, number 4, Taylor Kochevar. And midfield, number 5, Captain Maddie Ishaw. At defense, number 6, Kiera Christensen. At defense, number 7, Michelle Nelson. At defense, number 10, Elizabeth Rupp. At forward, number 11, Kylie Lufkin. At forward, number 15, Megan Timmerman. At forward, number 17, Captain Lauren Becker. And at defense, number 18, Captain Megan Bowley. The head coach for the Eagles is Kelly Taylor. The assistant coach is Catherine Windsor. And their student manager is Presley Bergrande. And now the starting lineup for your Chanhassen Storm. In the net for the Storm tonight, goalkeeper Jessie Moss. At defense, number 3, Elizabeth Garraby. At midfield, number 6, Annika Sather. At midfield, number 7, Captain Leah Naples. At defense, number
All right, Storm fans, here we go. It's soccer time. Eden Prairie in their white jerseys are moving left to right on your TV screen. They will be attacking the south goal to start the game. Your Chan Storm are in their blue jerseys. They're moving right to left, attacking the north goal. 40 minutes on the clock. The Section 2A playoffs here at Chan Storm Stadium are underway. Immediately, Edie Hammond steps forward to win the ball, and she sends it long to Haley Von Renzel. And Haley's won. A throw-in for the Storm. The Storm come out in their traditional 4-2-3-1 formation. Kennedy Beld on the ball right now, starting the game at striker. Wins the ball, plays back to Taryn Gellner. Gellner finds Naples. Naples settles the ball, finds Elizabeth Garraby. Garraby plays the ball forward. Won there by Eden Prairie. Edie Hammond on the ball now. She plays forward. Storm looking to get on the front foot right away. That's Grace Fogarty on the ball. She attempts to connect with her striker. Nothing doing there, though, but Haley Von Renzel comes in, and the Eden Prairie goalkeeper will be called into action for the first time tonight. In goal tonight for Eden Prairie is freshman Lily Madison. She plays the ball long out of the back. Eden Prairie's maintained possession. They look to break out on the counter. It's just a little bit too much. Or, excuse me. That ball stayed in bounds, my apologies. And Jessie Moss, the Storm keeper, called into action. She'll play the ball long. Eden Prairie first to that punt. Now Fogarty. Colleen Westerhouse finds Annika Sather. Back to Westerhouse, now Fogarty. Fogarty, nice turn in the middle. She switches to Haley Von Renzel. Von Renzel attempts to play a through ball. Annika Sather on the ball now. Now Westerhouse coming up from a right back position to win that ball. She attempts to play middle. That's Leah Naples on the ball now. Naples turns, finds Sather. Storm with good possession. Grace Fogarty turns. She plays a dangerous ball to Kennedy Beld. Eden Prairie goalkeeper off her line corrals that at the corner of the 6-yard box. That's good build-up play by the Storm. Hammond defending on that play. Eden Prairie in possession, they'll counter. Storm penalty. Referee
Storm foul, that's an Eagles free kick.
Let that play go just a little bit. Seeing if there was some advantage to be had by Eden Prairie. He calls it back. It'll be a free kick for Eden Prairie. This ball played forward into the box. Jesse Moss is there to corral it. The starting lineup tonight for the Storm looks pretty familiar to the way they've started a number of games this year. Their two center backs, Elizabeth Garraby and Molly Puffett, started the majority of the games at that spot for the Storm this year. The wingbacks are your senior captains, Colleen Westerhouse at right fullback, Taryn Gellner at left fullback. Both Westerhouse and Gellner look to get forward into the attack. The Storm play with two defensive midfielders. That's Leah Naples and Edie Hammond. The 10 tonight is Grace Fogarty. Fogarty occasionally will play in an attacking wing position. She's starting at the 10, more centrally in the middle part of the field. Haley Von Renzel is playing a left wing position. Annika Sather starts at the right, and Kennedy Beld is playing striker. Molly Puffett called into action. She comes forward and wins a ball. Eden Prairie is first to that. Hammond plays the ball wide to Von Renzel. Von Renzel with a nice touch to Kennedy Beld. Beld with a turn, attempting to connect in the middle. There's Hammond. That's a good shot on target, just off target, excuse me. A good opportunity. I think Madison had that covered.
That's a goal kick for the Eagles.
But worth an effort from there, from Hammond. And Eden Prairie plays long again. It'll be a throw into the Storm on the far side of the field. Tonight we welcome the Ball Chasers back in Chance Storm Stadium tonight. Because of COVID rules, the Minnesota State High School League has disallowed ball chasers at most of these games.
That's an Eagles goal
Makes for
kick.
some frantic chasing by the players. Tonight it looks like we've got a couple of ball chasers down there to help keep the action a little bit more organized in this Section 2A playoff game. That ball's given away by Eden Prairie, right back to the Storm. Gellner to Beld. Beld switches. Say they're coming a little bit more centrally. Nothing doing far post. That'll be a goal kick to Eden Prairie. Folks, the Section 2A playoffs pit the Lake Conference, the Metro West Conference, and the South Suburban Conference against one another. 3 teams from the Lake Conference make up the Section 2AA sectional. That's the Eagles, Eden Prairie here tonight, Minnetonka, and Edina. Out of the Metro West, your Chan Storm, the Chaska Hawks, and Bloomington Jefferson. And out of the South Suburban, Prior Lake and Shakopee make up the 8 teams in the Section 2AA playoff. This year, no state tournament. Eden Prairie's on a counter right now. That's a good ball to the middle. Defended on that play by Molly Puffett and cleared away by Garraby. It's the most dangerous Eden Prairie's looked in the first 5 minutes of the game here. Storm retained possession with the throw. Hammond checks through 2. Gellner taking a little liberty with the throw there. Beld with a nice bit of control there. She looks to turn. Edie Hammond looking for Fogarty. Grace gets a touch on the ball. Keeps the counter going. Ball out of bounds to Eden Prairie. So far, not a lot of concern with the wind down on the field. Haven't seen it having much of an impact on the game so far. Westerhouse plays to Fogarty. Fogarty with a nice touch forward to Beld. Beld's on the attack now. She's on the counter. She's got Von Renzel to her left. She attempts to find her. She does. I think Haley wanted that ball in just a little bit more space there. Eden Prairie clears. Now they're on the counter once again. That ball in. Jesse Moss up to the task. Comes and corrals that cross. That's good goalkeeping by the junior. And Jesse Moss is going to look to play long again. She plays. Annika Sather there. That ball won by Eden Prairie. Now Fogarty finds Westerhouse. Beld checking back from her number 9 position. Does a nice job to win that ball, but good defending by Eden Prairie. Now Garrity comes forward to play. Good work by her. Caught a little bit out of her center back spot though right now. She recovers, throw into the Storm. A bit back and forth right now so far to start this game. It's another good ball. Kennedy Beld on the run. Beld has won her team a corner. First corner kick of the game.
That'll be a corner kick for the Storm.
This will be one of those opportunities for the Storm to test that freshman goalkeeper right out of the gates. Taryn Gellner, most of the season, the Storm's designated corner kick taker. Colleen Westerhouse is going to come forward from her defensive position. She's in the box. Kennedy Beld is on the keeper. Grace Fogarty and Westerhouse to make a run. This ball is in. It's in a dangerous spot. Now Naples turns, sends the ball towards the net. Good goalkeeping. That ball fell right around the penalty spot. Storm just not quite moving to get there. The counter's on. Elizabeth Garrity. There's a good ball back to her keeper. Jesse Moss clears, finds Gellner. Gellner recovers from taking that corner kick. Now she moves forward as Von Renzel comes back to play. Now Gellner's caught out of position just a little bit. Naples there to clean it up. Colleen Westerhouse there. That's good work by Grace Fogarty. Checking back. She finds Naples in space. Leah Naples attempts to play through. Haley wins that ball. Kennedy Beld now putting some pressure on Eden Prairie center back who plays safe. The Storm want to throw in their attacking third. Von Renzel. Haley again has won on her team another. No, it's a goal kick.
It's an Eagles goal kick.
Looked like Haley had knocked that ball off of the Eden Prairie defender in that case. Colleen Westerhouse steps forward. Breaks up that goal kick, but it'll be an Eden Prairie throw-in. Now Hammond defending on the play. Westerhouse on the ball. She's won a free kick. Free kick to the Storm.
It's a Storm free kick.
Just across midfield. Fogarty. Turnover to Eden Prairie. Given right back to the Storm. Molly Puffett concedes the ball to Westerhouse. Colleen Westerhouse, second-year captain for the Storm, takes the throw. Kennedy Beld with a nice bit of skill turning on the ball. Now Edie Hammond sends the ball forward. Von Renzel is there. Good defending by Eden Prairie. They get the ball away from Hawk. Jan Storm let it ride. It's pretty good defending by Eden Prairie there. It was a dangerous ball. Gellner to take this throw. She's looking for Beld. Good step there by Eden Prairie. This ball sent in. Kenny DeBell giving chase. Good goalkeeping. I think Bell made contact there, but freshman goalkeeper able to corral that ball. The referee lets her play on. Naples. Hammond. Now Garrity. Elizabeth connects with her keeper, Jesse Moss. Moss plays that ball forward. Von Renzel with a touch. And Prairie looking to play. Now Hammond. Hammond finds Von Renzel. Von Renzel to Beld. Beld with a good switch to clean Westerhouse. Pretty well defended on that play. Eagles left winger in that case, running with Westerhouse, did a nice job defending on that play. That was a good switch of the ball from Von Renzel to Westerhouse. There's Gellner. Sorry about that, folks. A little bit of technical difficulty. We may have just gone out just for a little bit. There's 24 minutes to go here in the first half. And in the minute that we may have been out, Nora Thiel has checked into the game for the Storm. Senior Nora Thiel replacing Kennedy Beld. Grace Fogarty moves to the striker position. Haley Von Renzel moves over to the number 10. Haley's playing more centrally, and Nora Thiel is playing on the left attacking wing right now. Colleen Westerhouse is going to send a Storm free kick into the box. That's a good ball in. Grace Fogarty with a nice touch on that. Just can't quite get enough on it to cause any trouble for the Eagles goalkeeper, and she plays long now. It's a good flick on by the Eagles central midfielder there, but Edie Hammond swallows the ball up, and she finds Nora Thiel, who has time on the ball. She settles. It's a play through. A little bit of a misplay. And that's going to lead to a Storm throw-in. That's a good ball in. Grace Fogarty wins that throw from Gellner. Now it's Thiel. Thiel looks to switch. There's Sather on the ball. Like Sather looking to make something happen. Storm keep possession. Westerhouse attempted to overlap there. Sather couldn't quite connect with her. Fogarty on the ball now. Good defending by the Eagles. It'll be another throw into the Storm. Well, folks, like the first 5 minutes was pretty back and forth. The rest of this first half has been pretty back and forth. Some decent counters by Eden Prairie. Your Storm have had opportunities.
That's an Eagle.
They've had the one corner kick of the game so far. And shots are probably just about even. Neither goalkeeper tested, but both being called into action. Gellner on the ball there. She attempts to play back to Garrity. Garrity steps forward. Now Garrity again. She turns. Plays forward to Von Renzel. Touches to Fogarty. The Eagles throw. Throw into the Eagles. The referee all over the throw-in rule. One of the laws of the game, you got to take a throw-in at least a yard from where it went out of bounds. That rule is often violated without penalty. Not tonight. Good call by the Eagles keeper. Calling off her defender there, getting that ball into her hands. She plays long, and the Eagles retain possession. They look to work the ball forward, and they have. They've kept possession, and now they're on the counter. Molly Puffett defending on the play. And that ball squeezes through. Puffett, good defending. Clears it out of harm's way, concedes a throw to the Eagles, gives the Storm an opportunity to regroup. Mark up defensively. Westerhouse defending on the play on the far side of the field. And she's won the ball back for her team. Long throw to Von Renzel, checking back. Another throw into the Storm. Substitution for your Storm. Kennedy Bell, who got a breather a moment ago, is going to replace Grace Fogarty. Bell goes back to the striker spot. Fogarty gets a breather.
For the Storm, number 16, Kennedy Bell.
No changes by Kelly Taylor for Eden Prairie yet. 20 minutes gone. 20 minutes to go here in the first half. Throw into Eden Prairie. It's a good ball in by Eden Prairie. Gellner defending on the play, but not out of harm's way yet. It'll be a goal kick to the Storm. Now it looks like Kelly Taylor will make her first change of the game. Jesse Moss plays the ball long. That's Nora Thiel on the ball. Thiel finds Taryn Gellner. Gellner plays forward. It's gobbled up by the Eden Prairie central defender. Referee lets play go there. Storm attempt to counter out of it. Haley Von Renzel, good stick in there. Winning the ball on her attacking half of the field. She now attempts to play a dangerous ball forward. Haley's still on the ball. Good work by Von Renzel, winning her team a throw. She attempts to play quickly. Westerhouse moving forward. And the Eagles get it away from danger, and they'll have a throw-in on the far side of the field. The Storm attempt to keep them in. They're pressing high. Hammond does her job, steps forward. And the Storm have won a throw. It's a good high press by the Storm from their forwards and their midfield. Westerhouse throw in. She finds Naples. Oh, she attempts to flick that ball through to Beld. That ball does go forward. This is going to be corralled by the Eden Prairie keeper. Molly Puffett finds Naples. Double team there in the middle of the field, and now Eden Prairie's on the counter. Eagles still going. They've won a throw. So a bit of a cagey matchup so far. The Eagles this year in the Lake Conference, you'd have to say it was a bit of a down year for them. They finished the conference with a record of 1-7-2. But played some very close games against some of the best competition in the state, losing to Edina twice by only a goal. Edina for much of the year was ranked at number 1 in the state for girls at the Class AA level for the girls. And of course, Edina got the 1 seed in the sectional here. From the looks of things, Eden Prairie comes out playing a very similar formation to the Storm. 4-2-3-1. Play with a high striker, occasionally switching to a 4-3-3 into the attack. There's Von Renzel stepping. Eagles with 5 players in the center of the box there defending. Pretty good wall. It's good work in the midfield by Eden Prairie. They keep possession, and that's a dangerous ball through. Jesse Moss comes out to play. Moss did just enough to disrupt that that cross. That is by far the best chance of the game, though, folks. Eden Prairie, with good work in the midfield, presses that ball forward. Jessie Moss gets caught a little bit in no man's land there, decides to come. She does, and that ball found its way to attacking player for the Eagles in the middle part of the field. Molly Puffett defending on that play. And that ball goes just wide. So first big chance of the game goes to Eden Prairie. Storm may have gotten away with one. Now you can see the wind is coming into play. That ball moving on the goal kick. Referee lets that go. Storm plays short. Gellner now, bit of a heavy touch. She gets away with it. Nora Thiel now. Thiel plays forward. Storm attempting to play the ball on the ground, working it forward. But that turnover leads to another opportunity to Eden Prairie. Good first touch by Eden Prairie forward. She attempts to play middle. Molly Puffett again defending on that play, and she heads away. That's great defending by Molly Puffett. And Edie Hammond plays the ball away. Gives the Storm a little bit of breathing room right now. Eden Prairie, the last couple minutes, has had the Storm under pressure. Into the game for the Storm, Emma Beverly on the far side of the field replaces Annika Sather. So Emma Beverly getting her first opportunity of the game. Looking to bring some energy to the Storm. And there's a penalty against the Storm. Eagles ball. They look to play quickly, but Von Renzel reads the play. She steps forward to disrupt. Eagles still in possession. Here's Beverly. Beverly, great press by her. Allows Nora Thiel to win that ball. That ball played forward. Eagles keeper is going to corral that with her hands. That was good work by Emma Beverly. Her first contribution in the game. Good press by her. Allows the Storm to win. Naples with a good win in the middle part of the field. Now here's Garraby. That ball not dealt with, but Storm have again gotten possession back. Edie Hammond attempts to find her striker. She does. That's Beld on the ball. Beld attempts to turn there right into pressure. Another turnover for the Storm on their half of the field. That's more good work by Eden Prairie.
That'll be a corner kick for the Eagles.
That's senior captain Maddie Eshog, causing some problems for the Storm on the right side of the attack there for Eden Prairie. And the Eagles have their first corner of the game. So the Storm under pressure in the last 5 minutes. 12 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first half. No score as of yet. Eagles set up their first corner. That ball comes in. It's a good header. Free header for the Eagles. Another shot, not quite on target.
That's a Storm goal kick.
So as I said, folks, despite Eden Prairie's record, playing in the Lake Conference, they get good competition up and down. Minnetonka twice, Edina twice. Jessie Moss plays that ball. Attempts to find Beverly. There's Westerhouse. Now Beld. Beld with a nice back heel finds Beverly. Another Storm turnover in the midfield, though. Eagles playing with a little bit more confidence. Another good through ball down on the right flank. That shot's off the bar. The Eagles right now are putting the Storm under a bunch of pressure, and it is all coming down that right side of the field. Grace Fogarty checks back into the game. Nora Thiel getting a break now. Fogarty moves back to the 10. Haley Von Renzel moves back out to the left attacking wing. Moss plays that ball to the far side of the field. Emma Beverly is there. Beverly makes a run. Beld attempts to find her. And that ball's going to go for an Eden Prairie throw-in. So the Eagles on the front foot the last 5-10 minutes of the game. No score. Von Renzel. Now the Eagles back in possession. Good defending by Hammond there. There's Fogarty. That's good work by the Storm midfield. Now Naples finds her striker. There's Haley Von Renzel. Gellner now steps forward. She's won the ball. She plays the ball in. And that's going to go for a goal kick. Maybe just another extra pass there from the Storm.
Goal kick.
Would have led to a little bit better scoring opportunity. And the Storm will have to defend a goal kick. Good work by Fogarty. That's a good stick by her. She finds Beld. Beld attempts to turn. Now Naples on the ball. She wins it back. Fogarty can't beat her defender, and that ball goes for a throw. Storm will keep it. Fogarty can't keep that ball. And again, the Eagles are going to counter. There's Molly Puffett defending, and away by Puffett. Good work by the Storm, number 8. Good press by Kennedy Beld here. Eagles central defender does a nice job turning, though, connecting with her midfield. Colleen Westerhouse has to come forward and defend on the play, and it'll be an Eagles throw-in. There's another opportunity for the Eagles. That ball hits the football goal post. We'll go for a goal kick. Again, the Storm under some pressure right now for the last half of the first half here. You'd have to say of the two teams, I think Coach Katie Clark would be happier with this score getting to halftime at 0-0. And that's a poor clearance for the goal kick. Goes right to an Eden Prairie attacker, but Moss up to the task on that shot. That may have been going wide, but Moss had it well covered. Nice save by Jesse. Now Jesse's going to play long with a punt. Again, that's won by Eden Prairie. Hammond on the ball. She plays long to Beld. Storm just not connecting right now in the midfield. It's got to be something that Katie Clark is going to harp on at halftime, I'd have to think. Storm playing very direct right now. Getting a little bit away from their game. Good defending by Haley Von Renzel. But only to the Eden Prairie right back. Eden Prairie throw-in. I think the Storm just got a call there. Storm throw-in. Edie Hammond wins that 50-50 ball. But again, Eden Prairie plays that ball forward into a dangerous area. Garrity defending. Now Hammond defending. See, this is good work by Eden Prairie. Emma Beverly defending on that play. Now it's Westerhouse. And again, the Storm play long. Kennedy Bell, though, pressing high. Westford team not quite caught up, but here's Westerhouse. It's Fogarty on the ball. Naples wins that ball. Looks like handball on the Eagles. It'll be a free kick for the Storm. Earlier tonight in boys Section 2A action, Kevin Manton's Chan boys unfortunately fell to Shakopee 2-1 on the road. A good season and a good effort by the Chan boys. This is dangerous again. Offsides to Eden Prairie. Offsides. Elizabeth Garrity came forward to defend on that play. Taryn Gellner was holding the offsides line, and I think that the left attacking player for the Eagles was just offsides, but they've won the ball right back. Gellner with an off touch. Gives another opportunity to the Eagles. Still in possession. And there's a good shot in. That's just wide.
That's a Storm goal kick.
The 8 o'clock train, folks, running down the north side of Chanhassen property right now. Feels a bit like a train right now going in the direction of the Storm goal. Storm not able to get the ball out of the back. Another goal kick.
That's a goal kick for the Storm.
3 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Jesse Moss now plays long. Haley Von Renzel checking back. Won by Eden Prairie. This is Garrity, though. Garrity plays forward. She's looking for her target. Kennedy Beld has it. Beld gives that ball right back to Eden Prairie. Emma Beverly with a good bit of work. Gellner plays back to her keeper. The ball goes to midfield. Edie Hammond defending. That ball goes for a Storm goal kick.
It's a Storm goal kick.
Moss plays that ball. Colleen Westerhouse defending on the play now. Won right back by the Eagles. And Edie Hammond again plays long. This is a little uncharacteristic from the Storm. Very direct, a lot of long ball. Grace Fogarty gets that ball now. She finds Emma Beverly on the wing. This is better now. Ball forward. Corralled by Eden Prairie and off of Beld for an Eagles throw-in. See if the Storm can make something happen. They've got the Eagles pinned in there. Defensive third. Naples steps forward to win the ball. Naples gives away a foul. Eden Prairie free kick. And the Eagles look to counter right away. Good defending by the Storm. Emma Beverly there. Now Westerhouse. Again, the Eagles able to connect. That's swallowed up by Westerhouse. Clean gets that ball on the ground. But she can't connect. Clean's defending on this play. She plays to her keeper. And that ball's going to go for a goal kick. So 45 seconds to go here in the first half.
That's a Storm goal kick.
Eagles certainly pressing high now. plays long in the direction of Beverly. And now Eden Prairie's in again. Good defending on this play by Molly Puffett, and that's away. Penalty on the Storm. 35 yards out. The Eagles play short. This is dangerous. Good block by Molly Puffett, and that's how the half's going to end. And folks, you'd have to say, as I mentioned earlier, I think Katie Clark is going to be the happier of the two coaches to get to halftime 0-0. Eden Prairie playing on the front foot in the second half of the first half. Storm being called upon to do a good bit of defending in the game. And you hope that they can turn it around for the second half. Eden Prairie pressing high, taking some chances. And the Storm playing right in their hands, playing really direct out of the back every time they get the ball. I think that's going to be the first point that Coach Clark makes to her team. In order to break down that back four of Eden Prairie, they're going to have to make that extra pass in the midfield and work the ball through their midfield to get forward. You didn't see a single opportunity where Westerhouse or Gellner got forward in an overlapping run in that first half. And I think in large part that was due to the heavy pressure that they were getting from Eden Prairie. So we go into the halves 0-0 in this Section 2A playoff game. And let's do a little bit of Storm Sports Roundup now. Switching gears. As many of you are probably aware, the Storm football season kicked off last weekend. And Storm football had a home game against Bloomington Jefferson. And they got off to a booming 49-28 win. They put up 456 yards of total offense on Bloomington Jefferson. It was a great way for the Storm to start the season. Unfortunately, the Storm had a bit of a COVID scare after the game. Their next game was scheduled to be against Chaska for the crosstown rivalry, another home game for the Storm. That has been postponed but rescheduled. So don't fear, Storm fans. Chanhassen football game will happen. It's been rescheduled for October 30th, the day before Halloween. And that game is going to be live streamed when Ryan and Owen will be assisting with the production for Storm football. Sectional cross country for boys and girls happened yesterday at Gale Woods. The boys and girls Chan Storm cross country teams finished in second place in sectionals. Had there been a state tournament, there's not this year because of COVID. Had there been, the Storm would have qualified for state with that second place finish in sectionals for both boys and girls. Your medalists for the Storm, Izzy Raymer finished first overall in the girls cross country sectional meet. Ben Scheller finished second. All right, folks. As I said, the limited attendance here at Storm games has been a bit frustrating for people. These live streams have kept it real for everybody. And right now, the Storm players, in what could be the last home game of the season for the Storm, wanted to give some shout-outs to friends and family who are listening from afar and tuning in. Hudson Steer, a sophomore member of the girls varsity, wants to give a shout out to her grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins in southern Minnesota who have been tuning in to all of the games. And Hudson wants to send a special shout out to her buddy Aves, who's watching in Lakeville. Leah Naples, senior captain, wants to give a shout out to her grandparents, aunts, uncles, especially her uncle watching in the Milwaukee area. Other shout outs. Grace Fogarty, sophomore. Grace has started most of the season in that attacking midfield role. Grace wants to give a shout out to her friends and family listening in San Francisco and Florida. Thanks for tuning in, San Fran and Florida. Jessie Moss wants to say hi to her brother and her grandma and grandpa who are listening and watching in Wisconsin. Colleen Westerhouse wants to say hi to her Aunt Annette, her brother Greg. They've listened to the streams all season long. Haley Von Renssel wants to say hi to her grandma and grandpa Craven. Thanks for tuning in, grandma and grandpa. Molly Puffett. Molly wants to say hi to her grandma and grandpa who are watching from Colorado. Annika Sather wants to give a shout out to the Fricks. They're watching in Colorado Springs. They're huge fans of Storm soccer. folks. I'm sure I'm missing others. But shout out to Storm Nation. Much appreciated for everyone tuning in all season long. All right, 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go in halftime here. You know, when we get to sectional time, it's an exciting playoff time for soccer right now. We're not quite to hockey, but it means an end to the season. And as we wind down right here, we want to give one last shout out to all the Storm seniors. It's been a great run for many of them over the course of the season. I'm just getting a quick update from John Warren on what we might do if we go to a tie. So, sectional rules. It is sudden death overtime. 10 minutes or 20 minutes of overtime. 10 minutes, and then you switch sides. And if nobody scores, we go to a shootout. So we've got 20 minutes of overtime, and it'll be sudden death, golden goal. So if this game ends tied, whether it's 0-0, 1-1, we will play overtime. Under Minnesota State High School League rules, during the regular season, in non-COVID years, all games would include an overtime if regulation finished tied. This year, games went straight to a tie, no overtime. Sectionals, though, we're going back to overtime rules. And as John Warren just told me, if the game ends in a tie, we'll go to 20 minutes of overtime with a golden goal. Meaning if any team scores in overtime, that'll be it. That team will win and move on to the semifinals in the section. So, folks, as I was saying, sections typically means that it is the end of the season for soccer. While that's true, I encourage all of you to pick a team and stay in tune to professional soccer, as European soccer leagues across pretty much the globe are in their infancy, having started late this year as a result of COVID. So pick a team, follow that team, and keep watching soccer all year round. All right, folks, we're going to take just a short break here. We've got 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go in halftime, and we will be returning for the second half here in just a moment. Stay tuned. All right, Storm fans, we are back on the live feed. It's time for the second half. The Eden Prairie Eagles move to defend the south goal. Your Storm taking the field now. They will move with a bit of the wind now in the second half. We'll see if it makes any difference, and we'll see if Coach Clark made any adjustments. From what I can tell, they are coming out the way that they started the game. Sather and Von Renzel playing the attacking wings with Beld at the striker. And Grace Fogarty starts at the 10. That central attacking role that's so pivotal in the middle part of the field. Naples and Hammond start at the defensive mids. In your back four, Molly Puffett, Elizabeth Garraby in the middle, Colleen Westerhouse on the right wing, and Taryn Gellner on the left. The Storm want to throw in to start this second half, and Colleen Westerhouse is going to step forward and take it. Let's see if the Storm can get on the front foot right away. That header's won by the Eagles, and the Eagles have retained the ball through a throw. That long throw-in won by Edie Hammond. Really nice win by her with her head. Kennedy Beld on the ball now. She looks to play a dangerous ball across. Bit too much, though, out of reach for Haley Von Renzel. And the Eagles keeper gobbles that up. Time stopped just for a second here. And the goal has moved. Referees stop time. And I think that wind has played a part in the game, folks. You don't see that every game. Wind pushing that goal back off its line just a little bit. The referee's making some adjustments. I think in soccer parlance, folks, that's a good omen for the Storm. Let's hope so. Eagles keeper plays out of the back. Grace Fogarty wins that ball from her 10 position. The Eagles again get out of the back. Gellner. Eagles looking to counter. Well, that's a good first touch. Again, that right attack of the Eagles right now is just giving the Storm absolute fits. Edie Hammond with a really nice touch forward, attempting to find Von Renzel on a run. Eden Prairie defense up to the task. There's Elizabeth Garraby defending there. Gellner plays, finds Westerhouse. Colleen looking for Sather. Monica Sather gets that ball under control. She finds Beld. Beld looks to turn. She does. Now the Storm are countering. Good defensive play by the Eagles there. And again, the Eagles playing with some confidence. Molly Puffett called into action. This could be dangerous. That ball is corralled by Jessie Moss. That's another good run by the Eagles. And they've got the first opportunity of the second half. Jessie plays long. Now Eden Prairie playing long. This ball going back and forth. But the Eagles get the better of it. They're in possession in the Chan third, defensive third. And that's going to run for a throw-in for the Storm. Westerhouse takes. Fogarty attempts to flick that ball on. She's won another throw-in for her team. And Westerhouse back on the ball. There's Kennedy Beld checking back. Now it's Hammond. There's Sather. Beld checking back on that throw. Drew her a little bit out of that number 9 position. The Storm get away with it. A wayward clear by Eden Prairie gives a throw into the Storm. Sather finds Beld quickly. Now Beld looks to play the ball across. And that ball goes out of bounds for an Eagles goal kick. I think Beld was looking to connect with Haley Von Renzel there. And now we'll see if we can press and keep the Eagles pinned in. That's a great header by Colleen Westerhouse. It'll go for another goal kick, but that's a good win by Westerhouse. Ball played long by Eden Prairie. Von Renzel finds Fogarty. Gellner was pushing forward from her left wing back spot. Now she'll retreat. The Eagles have done a nice job tracking back on defense. Free kick to the Storm.
Eagles foul. That's a Storm free kick.
Garrity wastes no time, and this is going to go right to the Eden Prairie goalkeeper. You want to get something out of those set plays. That given right back to Eden Prairie. And that's a poor clearance by the Eden Prairie goalie, though. Fogarty defending on this play. She finds Naples. Naples finds Beld. Oh, Naples is making a run. That's a good ball, though. Here's Sather. Sather takes a shot, and it's just wide. So that's better by the Storm. Good work. Fogarty to Naples. Naples to Beld. Naples making an overlapping run right in the middle of the field, but Beld had a nice touch to Annika Sather, who was inside the penalty box. Sather elected to take that shot and went just wide of the goal. Now the Storm pressing. That win playing a part in this game, folks. Westerhouse now. Westerhouse wins a corner. So now the Storm pressing their business here in the second half, using the wind to their advantage. Let's see if the Storm can work some magic on a set play here. Darren Gellner on the far side of the field will take this corner kick for the Storm. Edie Hammond sneaking for a short corner, but I think Gellner is going to try to get this into the penalty area. She does. It's a line drive. That's a good header by Fogarty. Fogarty won that ball off the bounce, did a nice job of heading that ball down. That's what you coach these kids to do.
That's an Eagles goal
Off
kick.
those corner kicks, head that ball down. She did exactly that. That ball went wide of the goal. Now another Eden Prairie goal kick. It's a good ball out of the back by the Eden Prairie keeper, but it's going to go for another Storm throw-in. So now the Storm pressing the attack. 7 minutes gone in the first half. That's Von Renzel chasing this ball down. She's going to get there, and this is going to go for a goal kick. That's good work by Von Renzel.
That's an Eagles goal kick.
Thought she may have attempted to knock that ball off of the Eden Prairie defender for give her team another corner. Now Eden Prairie's having the same problem getting the ball out of the back that the Storm did in the first half. And here's Beld. Here's Kennedy Beld. This is really dangerous. Beld on the ball. That's great goalkeeping by the Eden Prairie goalkeeper. She came out and disrupted that play. Beld coming up limping just a little bit. That's good goalkeeping on that play. That ball just really holding up in the wind. Naples pressing forward. She does a nice job defending on that play. Eagles will have a throw. Eagles will get another throw in. Good possession by the Eagles in the midfield. Naples defending on that play. She does a nice job. It's broken up. Now it's Edie Hammond on the ball. And Hammond is shut down immediately. Gellner's got to do some defending. She does. Gellner concedes a throw in. That's better defending on the far side of the field, though. Throw in by the Eagles. Good flick on. Eden Prairie still in possession. Garrity defending on this play, and she's turned. There's a cross. Jesse Moss. That's a good bit of goalkeeping by Jesse Moss. That was a dangerous cross. Here's Fogarty on the ball now. Grace finds Beld. Beld plays to Sather. Sather's going to be on sides here. And that Eden Prairie keeper came out, won that ball. She bobbled it and then gobbled it right back up. It's a good attack. Sather just even with that offsides line on that play. Throw into Eden Prairie, right at midfield. There's Naples. I think the Eagles caught a break there. They retain possession on the throw-in. Good defending by Gellner there. They find their striker. Storm can't keep possession though. There's Von Renzel. That's a great takeaway by Von Renzel. And she looks to start the counterattack. You have to say great defending there by Eden Prairie. That was a must tackle there by the Eden Prairie right back. Good defending there by Naples, staying goal side. And there's Hammond to play. Beld plays middle. And that's a turnover. And that's a foul on the Storm. Hammond from behind.
Storm foul. That's an Eagles.
And the Eagles are going to have an opportunity from 30 yards out. You'd have to say with this win that there is not much of a threat on a direct shot. You'd think Jesse Moss would have anything on goal covered pretty easily here from 30. You worry about the second ball, though. And perhaps the Eagles attempt to play short here. Wall does its job, and Westerhouse elects to clear. .29 minutes to go here in the second half. Eagles pressing. That shot in. Jesse Moss, no worries. She plays short to Gellner. Gellner's got plenty of space in front of her. Well, now she's closed down. She looks to play. That's a good 1-2 with Von Renzel. And Gellner just can't connect. Storm keep possession. That's Sather on the ball. Westerhouse making a run. The weight of that pass and the timing just not quite there, though. But the Storm keep it. Throw in. Westerhouse to take. She's looking to find Beld. Beld turns. Keeps that ball in play. Sather does a good bit of tracking back to defend there. Now Westerhouse. Colleen sends that ball in. Von Renzel was right there, had the goalkeeper spilled that ball. Great follow by Von Renzel. Eden Prairie keeper up to the task, though. She's done a nice job tonight. Hammond sends that ball long. Beld working hard to get there. She does. Eden Prairie awarded the throw. They've got to take it from deep in their defensive third of the field. That was a good turn, though, by the Eden Prairie midfielder there. And the Eagles still in possession. Garrity coming up from her center back spot, defending on that play. Von Renzel doing a nice job tracking back. And the Storm win a turnover. That's Fogarty in the middle. Fogarty's still on the ball. Grace lays it off to Sather. Sather plays that ball, and it's a goal! Annika Sather with her 4th goal of the season! And the Storm draw first blood in this Section 2A playoff game. Much better by the Storm here in the second half. Wind aided or not, that was great build-up play by the Storm in the midfield. Great work by Fogarty. Defending on that play, She did a nice job to stick with the ball. She had to win it back from two Eagles defenders. She stuck with it, played the ball forward. That ball fell nicely to Sather on the layoff from Beld, and that was a great shot right over the outstretched arm of the Eden Prairie goalkeeper. Storm 1-0.
Storm, number 6, Annika Sather.
Storm looking to press things now. Next 5 minutes, they feel confident. Westerhouse now steps forward. She wins the ball. Offsides. Sather started in an offsides position even though she received it onsides. Boy, Westerhouse, if she had her head up, the Eden Prairie goalkeeper was standing at her 18. Westerhouse from about 50. She had a mindset to do it. She was facing the goal. Go ahead and have a shot there with the keeper off her line. Westerhouse checking back to defend here. It's a counterattack by the Eagles, though. Here's Garrity. Offsides. Offsides call. Westerhouse pushing back to defend on that play, and it pulled Garrity and Puffett out of the back with Westerhouse having to recover, and that's what led to the offsides. I think had Westerhouse been back on her line, her back two would have been a little bit deeper in that position. And that was just enough to draw Eden Prairie offsides there, and so chalk that strike off the board for Eden Prairie. I think a good call by the far side AR in that case. But admittedly, that was a tight call. Here's Sather on the ball now. Perhaps that'll buoy the Eagles' confidence, notwithstanding going up against the wind here and being 1-0 down now here in the second half. And that's a good ball over the top. Gellner beaten on that play. Jesse Moss clears. Maybe use your hands there, Jesse. She's well inside her box. It's a substitution for the Eagles. First of the second half. So notwithstanding going up 1-0, the Storm started to press things in the first minute after that goal, but Eden Prairie now coming right back against the Storm. That's a good ball in the middle. There's Sather defending on the play, and Westerhouse cleans it up. Eagles pressing things now. Hammond defending on the play, and Hammond, another foul on Edie Hammond. And this is, again, right about 30 yards from goal.
That's an Eagles free kick.
Once again, you're not worried about the first ball here. The Storm have 4 on the wall. And there's a shot attempt there by the Eagles, and that's easily seen by Moss from 30. I imagine Coach Taylor would have wanted that ball far post at the 18. Given where it was taken from. Counter. Here's Von Renzel. Haley does a nice job getting that ball on the ground. Plays to Garrity. Storm can't keep it, though. Now here's where you want Gellner to drop back just a little bit from that wingback spot. You don't want that ball getting in behind her like it is right now. Clean covering on the far side of the field. That ball's through, and that'll be easily picked up by Jesse Moss. So 23 minutes to go here in the second half. Your Storm up 1-0 on a goal by Annika Sather, assisted by Grace Fogarty and Kennedy Beld. Now Eden Prairie once again draws a foul. They keep possession. So Eden Prairie is settled down, notwithstanding giving up that goal. But here's Colleen Westerhouse making up for it. She sends the ball long. Eden Prairie keeper plays the ball with her feet. Ball's not out of harm's way. That's Fogarty and Von Renzel on the ball now. Haley Von Renzel keeping pressure. And Von Renzel in possession. Von Renzel with a nice turn. Haley attempts to find middle. Nothing doing there, though. Gellner gives away a throw. Good work by Haley Von Renzel on the far side of the field. Elizabeth Garraby defending on this play. She elects to turn to the outside, give away a throw-in rather than go back to Jessie Moss there in that case. So the Eagles will keep possession. They find their midfielder. And this ball will go for a goal kick.
That'll be a goal kick for the Storm.
Go Eagles!
Chan just a little bit of a lull here after the goal. Naples with a nice job finding Von Renzel on that play. Haley attempts to switch. Monica Sather defending on this play. The Eagles moving into their attacking half though now. Molly Puffett does a nice job helping out. Now Naples moving forward on the ball. Here's Naples. She still has space. She finds a nice layoff to Kennedy Beld, and Kennedy Beld is in. Beld attempts a shot. Pretty good defending there by the Eagles. That was a great breakout. Leah Naples did a nice job winning that ball. Forcing the attack, and Beld is injured. I think Beld got caught up with the defender on that play. That was a good run by Kennedy Beld. Maybe just a turn of the ankle here. You hope it's nothing serious.
Subbing in for the Storm, number 14, Kaya Burrows.
Kaya Burrows makes her first appearance of the game. She's going to take over at the number 9 position for Beld. And there's a foul. Don't need to foul in that situation. Eagles are in their half of the field. Now they're given an opportunity to break out, and they are breaking out. It's Elizabeth Garraby there, and Colleen Westerhouse has to come over, clear the ball away, and concede another throw into the Eagles. Now the Eagles, you see, they are pressing forward. They know they've got to get an equalizer in this game. That's the danger with giving away unnecessary fouls. Gives Eden Prairie an opportunity to get a set play going, moving attackers into the offensive half of the field. Eden Prairie again attempting to work. There's Kaya Burrows. Burrows gives away a throw. Storm have to defend now. Storm looking to make a couple more changes. Westerhouse with a good header win there. Here's Naples on the ball. Really good win by Leah Naples. She finds Grace Fogarty. The ball's taken away by the Eagles. And again, in behind Taryn Gellner. And Gellner gives away a corner. That's all she could do in that situation.
That's a corner kick for the Eagles.
No, this is dangerous. Eden Prairie, set play opportunity. And that's a good ball in. Another free header for the Eagles. Goes over the crossbar. Be a goal kick for the Storm. Storm making some more changes.
For the Storm, number 12, Grace Reichert. And number 18, Nora Thiel.
Grace Reichert into the game for the Storm. She makes her first appearance. She's going to move to the striker position. Grace brings a lot of energy for the Storm. Also into the game, Nora Thiel. Thiel's going to take over at that attacking wing position where she played in the first half. That's Thiel on the ball with a great pass centrally to Grace Fogarty. And the Storm are now on the corner. Reichert's looking to stay on sides. Fogarty still on the ball. Good defending by Eden Prairie there. And Naples keeps the ball in. That's good pressure by Naples. Now Burrows attempts to find Grace Reichert. Reichert moving forward. Goalkeeper comes out, clears that ball away. The referee's given a penalty here. I think the referee ruled that Reichert fouled the Eden Prairie goalkeeper on that play. She was down for a moment. Good to see her bounce right back up. And that ball over Westerhouse. And Burrows dropping back into the midfield now, and she's defending on that play. That's a long throw over Molly Puffett's head. This is dangerous now from the Eagles. That ball finds the middle. Westerhouse defending. And Thiel can't bring it down. So again, Eden Prairie not giving in whatsoever in this game. The Storm are going to get every bit of a battle here in the last 16, 17 minutes of the game. You hope some of these fresh legs can give the Storm a bit of a boost. That's a shot by the Eagles, well outside the 18. Jessie Moss saw it all the way. Moss now plays long. Storm throwing. 16 minutes to go in this game. The Eagles have not given an inch away after that goal by the Storm. They're up to it. And they've been pressing to get that equalizer here in the second half. Oh, and that's a good move on that side of the field. And there's the equalizer. Eden Prairie with a good push forward. You'd have to say you could feel that coming just a little bit after that Storm goal. Looks like the Storm had defenders there in position to defend on that play. That was good work by the Eagles. Grace Reichert, though, looking to get her team right back into the mix. So, ball game. 15 minutes to go. The Storm give away another throw-in. So 1-1, 15 minutes to go. Jessie Moss off her line to corral that dangerous ball into the middle from Eden Prairie. Jessie plays long. There's Nora Thiel. It'll be throw into the Storm. Westerhouse plays long. And the Storm will march that ball up the field. Westerhouse takes quickly. It's a long ball into the middle. There's Naples. She can't bring the ball down. And the Eagles look to clear, and they do. Here's Westerhouse on the ball. Colleen does a nice bit of work there to keep possession of that ball. I thought I heard a whistle go there, but the referee kept playing. There's Grace Reichert. Great bit of work by Grace Reichert. Reichert working hard. There's a foul on the Eagles. It'll be interesting to see where this ball's placed. Now this is a shot opportunity for the Storm. And it's going to be Elizabeth Garrity from 30 yards to take. The Eagles set up a wall. They've got 4 on the wall. And they're going to set the offsides line right at the 18. Garrity sends this ball at goal. And it's going to go right over the crossbar.
Eagles goal kick. Subbing in for the Storm, number 6, Annika Sather.
Sather returns to the game. Sather's going to go out to the wing. Haley Von Renzel is going to go play the striker position. Now, absent from the Storm lineup tonight has been Dion Rakatumalala. Dion scored goals in the last 4 games for the Storm. She's out with an injury right now, unfortunately. Naples wins that ball in the midfield, can't connect with Sather. Eden Prairie throw. Ball won by Sather. There's Burrows on the ball attempting to defend. She finds Thiel. Thiel to Burrows. Burrows can't connect. That ball gets past Gellner now. Naples covering her. Again, the Eagles look to push that ball forward. Moss just clears that ball away. So the Storm go up 1-0, not able to keep that lead. Eden Prairie press for an equalizer. And we're at 1-1 now with 12 minutes to go in the game. There's Kaya Burrows defending on the play. That ball goes right back to Eden Prairie. Eagles throw in. The Eagles are going to make a change. Eden Prairie in possession. There's a shot. Saved by Jesse Moss. Good save by Jesse. And that ball's sent long. Storm got to get forward now. Right now, Eagles once again connecting as they keep possession and move the ball up the field. Eagles still in possession. Naples plays that ball. Von Renzel now. Haley attempts to bring it down. She does. Von Renzel still on the ball. And here's Haley again. Now Sather. Given away. Molly Puffett, good work there. Von Renzel, she's been busy. She attempts the through ball. That ball cleared away. I think the Eagles keeper wanted it.
Subbing in for the Storm, number 16,
Bell.
Kennedy Bell.
Giving Von Renzel a quick breather here. Good to see Bell back into the game. She left with an ankle injury. That's Bell on the ball. She plays the ball in. Eden Prairie keeper able to corral it. Westerhouse with a good win on defense. Pushed right back by Eden Prairie. Burrows not able to keep it. And that through ball over Taryn Gellner again. Gellner forced to defend on this play. She recovers. It'll be another throw into Eden Prairie. Eagles still in possession. Good defending there by Naples. Now Fogarty. Grace has space in the middle. She elects to play wide. Sather can't connect on that play. Oh, there's Molly Puffett defending on that play. Got completely run over. I'm not sure how the referee let that go. That's good work by Molly Puffett. You'd have to say right now, folks, Eden Prairie looked the team that is pressing for that winner, more so than the Storm. Again, that right side has been really dangerous for Eden Prairie tonight. And they've won a corner kick. So we're under 8 minutes to go. Tied 1-1. Eden Prairie with their second corner kick of the second half. Eden Prairie with 8 players in the box. That's a good ball in. Jessie Moss takes the ball out of the air. She dropped it for a moment, but she's able to get it back. In the end, good goalkeeping there by Jessie. Kaya Burrows on the ball, taken away by Eden Prairie. That ball played forward. There's a turn, blocked by Garraby. Garraby can't find the ball. There's another shot attempt by the Eagles. That sails over the crossbar.
Goal kick for the Storm.
Von Renzel with a quick breather. She subs in for Nora Thiel. Von Renzel comes in at that right attacker position. This ball forward to Sather. Sather plays her support to Garraby, and Garraby plays long. This ball gobbled up by the Eden Prairie defense. Westerhouse. Molly Puffett lets that ball run for a Storm throw-in, and Westerhouse will take it. She finds Von Renzel. Fogarty again, playing the ball long. There's no target right now there, but Grace gets the ball back. She gets a touch on the ball. It's good defending by the Eagles. They're right back in the right place at the right time to clear that ball out of harm's way. Leah Naples wins a throw-in for her team. It's good work by Naples in the middle part of the field. Storm home fans urging their team on. We're coming up on 5 minutes here in the second half. Kennedy Beld on the ball now. Oh, Leah Naples attempts to step forward. Little collision there with the Eden Prairie defender on that play. Elizabeth Garraby comes up to defend. Throw into the Eagles. Storm have to retreat and defend. There's Naples and Fogarty. Fogarty attempts to switch. Haley Von Renzel. Haley Von Renzel still on the ball. Haley Von Renzel is going to get possession of this ball. That's good defending by Eden Prairie. There's Von Renzel with a great turn. She attempts to play this ball in. Unlucky, just couldn't quite get enough pull back on that ball. It goes to the Eden Prairie keeper. It's a good opportunity, though, by the Storm. There's Leah Naples on the ball. Now Westerhouse. Now Von Renzel with a good touch. Beld keeps the ball in her attacking third. Beld in possession. She attempts to turn. Nice job by Beld. Nothing doing there by the referee. That was good work by Kennedy Beld. It'll be a throw into the Storm. Von Renzel. Goal kick to the Eagles.
It's an Eagles goal kick.
All right, let's see if the Storm can keep them in here. Storm fans. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the game. This is Sather on the ball. She attempts to turn, but she's shut down. That's good defense by the Eagles there. Jessie Moss, she's well off her line. She plays that ball. Won by the Eagles in the midfield. Now it's Fogarty. Now Naples. Naples finds Von Renzel. Von Renzel to Beld. give and go, not quite there. And the Eagles give away a throw. So again, good work in the midfield there by the Storm. They make an extra pass, square pass. That ball runs for a goal kick.
It's a goal kick for the Eagles.
Eagles still playing with some urgency here. They play the ball out. This is Westerhouse. Now Von Renzel. Oh, Burrows can't quite win that ball, and now it's a counter. And in behind Gellner. Maples defending on that play. Good track back by her. Now here's Kaya Burrows. Burrows to Sather. Sather finds Fogarty. Stoppage in play. That long ball by Gellner hit the Eden Prairie midfielder right in the head. The referee wisely stops play. Anything contact with the head right now, these referees are instructed to stop play almost immediately. That's what the referee did in this case. The Storm in possession. They'll get a drop kick.
Subbing in for the Storm, number 13, Hudson Steer.
Sophomore Hudson Steer makes her first appearance into the game. She replaces Annika Sather. Let's see if Hudson can make something happen in the last 2 minutes of the game here. Storm plays the ball forward. Here's Fogarty. Fogarty's on the ball, and she's taken down. I think that's an easy call by the AR1 on this side of the field. Fogarty is clearly in. If she's not fouled in that case, she's got the ball and she's one-on-one with the keeper. They're lucky there's no discipline here for Eden Prairie. Now this is a golden scoring opportunity. And right now it's Colleen Westerhouse who's feeling it. This is going to be a shot. Let's get it on frame. Haley has no one on her. Right into the wall. Eden Prairie wall does its job nicely in that case.
1 minute remaining in the second half.
And that opportunity goes awry. Eden Prairie keeper off her line does a nice job to gobble that up. This will give her an opportunity to play long. She does. That wind knocks that right down, and here's Westerhouse. Westerhouse on the ball. 30 seconds in this game. Colleen can't turn to find Von Renzel. It would be a throw-in for the Eagles. That ball's over Westerhouse. Eagles with a counter here. Good defending by Garraby. Garraby gives the ball out of bounds for a throw-in. 10 seconds in the half. There's Von Renzel. And that's the end of regulation. In this Class 2AA sectional playoff, Eden Prairie and Chanhassen end the game tied at 1. Your Storm took the lead 1-0 halfway through the second half on a goal by Annika Sather, but Eden Prairie pressed their luck, moved their players into their attacking half, and they got the equalizer. And a good bit of individual play by their right attacking player. Got the ball forward, fired a tough shot to Jesse Moss's right, and we're going into overtime. As I mentioned, we've got 5 minutes of time here, and we are going to play 20 minutes of overtime. Given golden goal, I think if you're the team that wins the toss, I'd have to say you'd take the win to start this second half. Press your luck. Try to get that golden goal. Both teams are going to be a little worn out, having gone full 80 minutes already. And the referee is going to call the captains to the middle part of the field right now. So we'll see that second half. Both teams had their opportunities. I think down the stretch there in the final minute of the game, on that ball into Grace Fogarty, I think if that foul doesn't happen, Fogarty is one-on-one with the keeper. And you'd have to say, after the Storm were unable to capitalize on that free kick play, probably a good penalty to take. Again, surprised the referee let that go. The AR on the near side of the field here made that call. Westerhouse felt good about it. Put the ball down. It was just outside the 18, and her shot went right into the wall. Storm have won the throw-in, and it looks like Gellner has elected to defend the south goal. So the Storm will have their backs up against it for the first overtime. Well, we'll see how that strategy pays off. All right, Storm fans, 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go here. Both teams getting some instructions from their coaches. And we'll see who comes out on top. We'll attempt to get some scores around the sectional 2A playoffs to see who's advanced within the section. Not far from Chanhassen Stadium, Chaska and Shakopee ended their battle 0-0. They're headed to overtime in the section. Hey guys, I would be remiss if I didn't ask all of you live streaming this event right now to subscribe to Storm Athletics on the YouTube channel that you're watching. Ryan Sammons and Owen Slindy would greatly appreciate it, as would Storm Athletics. Again, thanks for tuning in, but please subscribe. Your subscriptions matter, and it'll help down the stretch for our resourcing of more live streaming action of future Storm athletic events. In other updates, Eric Krauscher reporting that Minnetonka, the number 2 seed in Section 2A, defeated Prior Lake 2-1 in the quarterfinals tonight. All right, folks, here we go. 10 minutes of overtime on the clock. Again, it looked like the Storm won the toss on, in the middle part of the field, and it looked like Gellner elected to defend the south goal to start. We'll see if that strategy pays off. Your Storm may be on the back foot a little bit given the windy conditions, and folks, it is very windy down on the field tonight. And the Storm are going to be back up against it in the first 10 minutes here. So the clock starts to run, and Eden Prairie elects to go long right away. Penalty. Free kick to the Eagles. Colleen Westerhouse coming up and defending on that play. So right away, the Eagles on that kick, they get right into their attacking half, and with this foul, they are able to set up. Pushing 4 attackers, now 5 ahead of the ball. They're looking for the second ball right now. That's sent to goal. Jesse Moss, no rebound. Really nice work by Moss there. Jesse plays long. No one in the midfield there, though. Checking 2. Here's Gellner defending. Now it's Naples. Naples gets the ball out. Finds Sather. Sather gives that ball away, and now it's a counterattack for Eden Prairie. Gareby defending. Concedes a throw-in for Eden Prairie. Storm had possession in the midfield there. Gave it right back to Eden Prairie. That ball stays with the Eagles. Here's the throw-in. Good defending there by Grace Fogarty. Grace with a bit of skill. Attempts to create some space. The Eagles, they're back. Central defender playing very deep there, not giving anything away, and this ball is right back in the Storm defensive third. Good defending there by Westerhouse. And the referee's given a foul. Looked like Westerhouse got in with a good tackle there. And now it's the Eagles with a free kick in a dangerous part of the field. Storm put 4 on the wall. Jessie Moss is going to have to be on her toes. That ball goes towards goal. That did not miss by much. Right over the right upper 90. Good free kick. Moss with a good ball out. Finds Gellner. That ball taken right off of Gellner. Storm are awarded a throw in there. Fogarty checks back. Storm throw. As I mentioned, the Storm without Dion Rakatumalala tonight. I think they've really missed her presence. Fogarty there, attempting to create, just a couple too many touches on the ball. There's Kaya Burrows with a good through ball. Annika Sather giving chase. Sather almost gets there, but this is going to go for a goal kick. So we've got 6 minutes to go in this first overtime. It's away long. Here's Fogarty. Still Grace. And that's good work by Fogarty. She's won a throw-in for her team. Another throw to the Storm. That ball won by Eden Prairie. Here's Gareby. She got that ball stuck on her off foot. There's Molly Puffett. She plays. That's Von Renzel on the ball now. Westerhouse with an overlapping run. That's a great ball by Haley Von Renzel, and now it's Beld. The corner of the 18. Bell does a nice job cutting the ball back. Good defending in the end by Eden Prairie. And that ball falls right to their keeper. coming up on 5 minutes in the first overtime. Good turn by Fogarty. Von Renzel pressing on that play. And this ball goes to the Eagles on the far side of the field with a throw. Westerhouse, great step by her. And this ball will go right back to the Storm. Beld concedes the ball to Westerhouse. And she'll take it. She tries to find Kaya Burrows, who's pushed off the ball. Here's Gellner. Gellner winds up a shot right at the Eden Prairie keeper. No rebound. Eden Prairie looking to break. And that ball gets past Westerhouse. It's really good work by Molly Puffett. I think she earned herself a foul there, not given. Ball out of bounds on the far side of the field. Puffett did a nice job. That ball came through. She was getting pressure by the Eagles attacker. Great clear by her, and she got run over in the play. She's allowed her team to keep possession here in the attacking third. And here's Von Renzel. She plays a dangerous ball across. That's your goal scorer. Bell giving chase, but the Eagles keeper has the ball. Storm on the front foot for this part of the overtime, notwithstanding the wind differential. Eagles not quite taking advantage. Naples with a good win there in the midfield off of that punt. Fogarty sends the ball along to Beld. Gives it right back to Fogarty. Now it's Von Renzel. Again, throw into the Storm. Storm on the front foot. Here's Von Renzel. Haley with a great cross in. There's Sather. Oh, here's Naples. Handball. Nope, I'm wrong. Not exactly sure what happened there. Now the referee has stopped the clock. We've got an injured Eagle who is being substituted. Folks, that was a great cross by Haley Von Renzel. That ball went far post. Annika Sather was there. Good defending initially by the Eagles. That ball bouncing around. I think Kaya Burrows and Leah Naples both had opportunities that were blocked by the Eagles. And now the Eagles are looking to get out. Haley Von Renzel with great tracking back there again. Really good work by her. And she's on the ball again. She finds Fogarty forward. Grace again looking to create. Maybe just look to play a quicker pass there. Not a lot of time in the midfield against Eden Prairie right now. The Storm still on the front foot. Storm definitely have had the better of the first overtime here. Here's Kennedy Beld on the ball. One minute, 30 seconds to go in the first overtime. Great opportunity for the Storm. Just a moment ago. And there's a shot opportunity. Beld sends that ball in. I think Sather anticipated that ball to fall to the Eagles defender. Goes out for a goal kick.
1 minute left in the first overtime half.
Good press there. Now it's Sather. Throw into the Storm. Here's Beld. Kennedy Beld. She plays middle. That was a tough ball in. 30 seconds to go. First overtime. Here's Beld again. And it'll go for a goal kick. So as the Eagles goalie chases down this ball to take a goal in the first overtime, and out of the gates, I think you'd have to say that the Storm's decision to go against the wind in the first 10 worked to their advantage. They were clearly on the front foot for the first 10 minutes. And now we're going to switch ends, and they're going to go with the wind and see if they can't get a winner in overtime. So it's still tied 1-1. And I like Kennedy Beld's reaction here. She's running right to the center circle with the ball. She wants to get this second overtime underway immediately, and I don't blame her. Storm definitely had the better of it in that first overtime. That was good to see from the Storm. And they're ready to get going right now. 10 more minutes on the clock. Remember, golden goal in effect. First team to score here in the overtime is going to be the winner. If we remain tied, though, we're going to PKs. Here's Burrows. Gray slides the ball through. That's Von Renzel. Too much. Eagles keeper on the ball. And she's imploring her team right now. She's been pretty active in the overtime so far. She sends a great ball forward, though. Storm wanted a free kick there. Didn't come. Burrows defending on this play. Throw into the Eagles. So now the Eagles get a chance and they're attacking third. They've won another throw-in. So a bit surprisingly, the game largely being played here in the north side of the field for the overtime. Burrow defending on that play. Eagles fans looking for something in the box there. This goes for a goal kick. So both teams pressing their luck at the north side of the field here in the overtimes. The Storm in the first overtime, and now the Eagles, first 2 minutes of the second overtime, have been on the front foot. Tons of space for that right attacker there. That shot in. Jesse Moss up to the task. No problem. Let's see if the Storm can flip the field right now. Jesse Moss plays long, attempting to do exactly that. Beld with a nice flick out to Sather. Sather let that run just a little bit too much, perhaps. Maybe get a first touch on it. And now we've got to transition back. And that ball goes over Westerhouse. You don't want to give anything away there right now. Garby with a nice read on that play. Covering for Gellner. Like that first touch by Haley Von Renzel. Haley does a great job pushing that ball forward. Essentially making that Eagles defender kick that ball away. That's good defending by her, though. That's a good throw in. That's Burrows on the ball. Can't turn. And here's the Eagles on a counter. That's a good ball forward. But there's your strong center back. Molly Puffett, great bit of defending there. Not out of harm's way, though. Good cross in. Right to Jesse Moss. Good work by Moss. And that ball sent long. Now Von Renzel corrals it. She tries to find Beld. Beld double team there, but now Sather. Sather can't find that connecting pass. And this will be a throw-in for the Eagles. Eagles making a substitution. 1-1, 6 minutes to go in the second overtime. Good win by Colleen Westerhouse. Colleen getting tangled up there with the left attacking player for Eden Prairie. Both girls wincing just a little bit, but Colleen's going to take this throw, stay in the game. She hasn't been out for a minute. Still working super hard. Throw into the Eagles. There's Burrows. The ball's given back to the Eagles. There's Molly Puffett, but not out of harm's way. Dangerous ball in, but there's Puffett again defending. And Puffett sends that ball off of the Eagles attacker. Good work by Molly. This just in, Chaska and Shakopee going to a shootout. Their overtimes ended in a tie. We've got 5 minutes to go in the second overtime here. That's a good ball. Forward by Beld, but not great. Good idea on the switch. Just a little bit too much weight on that pass. And the Eden Prairie goalie is able to corral it. Now Eden Prairie looking to break out again. Both teams with some tired legs right now. Foul on the Eagles. It'll be a free kick for your Storm. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the half. Garrity is going to take this for the Storm. She sends it long, looking for Von Renzel. That goes over her. And Eden Prairie concedes the throw-in. Gellner's going to come forward to take it. Gellner looking for Von Renzel. Be another Storm throw. Throw into the Storm. Got players stretching out. A lot of players on the field stretching those calves. She's got some tired legs. Moving into the second overtime. This is going to be a corner kick for the Storm. So here we go, Storm fans. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the second half. And the Storm have their first corner of the second half. Storm fans sensing something here. The Eagles have all 11 players back at the 18 defending this, though. And here it comes. That's a good ball in. That's well cleared by the Eagles. Naples pushes forward. Great ball back. Molly Puffett able to send it back in dangerously. That's a good ball. She looks to find Beld. Beld's still there. And that ball falls to the Eden Prairie goalkeeper. It was a good ball in by Molly Puffett on that corner kick. Good defending by the Eagles. Naples was able to corral that ball. Played a good ball back to her support, and Puffett with that dangerous ball in to Beld. Good defending on that play by Naples. Now Burrows. Kaya Burrows with time on the ball. She plays Sather. Be another throw in for the Storm. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here. Westerhouse with a long throw. She tries to find Burrows. This ball goes for another throw. That ball cleared, but not very far. Here's Leah Naples. Naples wins her team a free kick on this play, and this is again in a very dangerous spot. You're 30 yards from goal where this ball is being placed, but with the wind, this is an opportunity for the Storm. Garaby's going to get her 10 yards. If she can get this on frame, And she does. That's spilled. And that scores a goal for the Storm. Elizabeth Garvey got that ball on frame. There was a rebound, and that's the ball game. Your Storm have won their quarterfinal matchup with Eden Prairie. I got so excited my headset fell off on that play. That was a fantastic free kick. The Eden Prairie keeper made a save, spilled the rebound, and I believe it was Haley Von Renzel there on the rebound. She never secured the ball. And Von Renzel was there on the spot to fire it into the side netting on the far side of the goal. There's a protest here by Eden Prairie. But the referee has made his decision, I think. This ball game is I'm not exactly sure what the referee's doing. That the decision either has or has not been made. I mean, he shouldn't be having a lengthy discussion with Eden Prairie without signaling what's happened here. The Storm have celebrated. They've left the field. And this game is a Storm victory. I don't know what the debate was there at the end of the game, but in the end, fans, your Chanhassen Storm are 2-1 winners over Eden Prairie, and they have advanced to the semifinals of the Section 2A sectional playoff. They are going to play Minnetonka next Tuesday night at Tonka. So it'll be a matchup of last year's sectional. I think a well-deserved win for the Storm. I don't know that there's much complaint to be had by Eden Prairie at the end of the game. The keeper spilled that shot, and Haley Von Renzel was there with the rebound. I'm pretty sure that was Haley that got that goal, and she had a ton of work to do on that rebound. She was at a super tight angle. She got a little touch on the ball, and she fired it right into the side netting, and that's it. All right, Storm fans. Once again, Storm Nation, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Please subscribe and like the broadcast. Thanks again to Ryan Sammons and Owen Slindy for producing the game. Congratulations to Coach Katie Clark and your Chan Storm winners. 2-1 over Eden Prairie, advancing to the semifinals against Minnetonka next week. And with that, we are out, Storm fans. Thanks again for tuning in. Good night, everybody.